Hi everyone, in our previous video we have studied the reaction intermediate, that is carbon free radical. In this lecture we are going to start our next intermediate, that is the carbenes. So carbenes is a neutral, divalent and highly reactive carbon intermediate represented by the general formula Cr2, and carbon carries 2 electrons and it has only 6 electrons in its valence shell. That means the carbon is attached to 2 bonding pair along with 2 electron. The total electron is a 6 electron in its valence shell. Therefore, carbene is a electron deficient species, and the carbenes are of two types, that are the singlet and triplet carbene. They have different geometry and the reactivity. The carbenes are also called as a singlet and triplet carbene on the basis of their electronic spin. That is, the total spin of a singlet carbon is 0 and that of the triplet carbene is 3. Therefore, the singlet carbon atom and the triplet carbon atom is differentiate on the basis of their electronic spins. The singlet carbene is a sp2 hybridized with one vacant p orbital and has bent geometry. The bond angle is slightly less than the 120 degree due to the electronic repulsion between the unshared electron pair and the electron present in the bonding sigma orbital. For example, the singlet form of the CCl2 and CBr2 are bent with the bond angle 100 and 114 respectively. On the other hand, the triplet carbene may be the sp or a sp2 hybridized. In the sp hybridized form of triplet carbene, the two unpaired electrons are present in the two unhybridized p orbitals, whereas in the sp2 form, one electron is present in the sp2 hybridized orbital and the another electron in the unhybridized p orbital. The former bonding orbital arrangement predicts the linear structure. That means when the triplet carbene is in the sp hybridization, the geometry is a linear for the triplet carbene, and the latter predicts the bent geometry due to the more electronic repulsion in the linear form of the triplet carbene. The linear form is a less stable than the bent form. Therefore, the most of the triplet carbenes have the bent geometry due to the presence of electrons in the unhybridized p orbital. The triplet shows the sp hybridization and the geometry is linear geometry, and due to the electronic repulsion, the linear carbene of the triplet are the less stable than the bent geometry. Therefore, the most of the triplet carbenes have bent geometry. The triplet carbenes are the paramagnetic, whereas the singlet carbenes are the diamagnetic. These two forms of carbenes can be easily identified by the electron spin resonance spectroscopy, that is, we can say ESR spectroscopy, and in ESR only odd electron species are detected. Therefore, the triplet carbenes show the signal in the ESR and singlet does not. Here you can see the structures. This is the triplet carbene because the two electrons are the unpaired. These two electrons are present in this unhybridized p orbital. The hybridization of this triplet or carbene is a sp hybridization and the geometry is a linear geometry. These are the unhybridized p orbital. The geometry is linear geometry. Therefore, it is less stable. This is the again triplet carbene. The hybridization is sp2 hybridization and the geometry is a bent geometry. These two electrons are present in the this electron is present in the sp2 hybridized orbital and this in the unhybridized p orbital. This is the sp2 hybridized orbital, this is the unhybridized p orbital. Therefore the triplet is a sp2 hybridization and the geometry is a bent geometry. And in this structure, this is the singlet carbene because of two electrons are paired and these are present in the sp2 hybridized orbital and this is the vacant p orbital. So this is the structure for singlet sp2 hybridization and the geometry is a bent geometry. This is the singlet carbene and these two are the triplet carbene. This triplet with the sp hybridization linear geometry which is less stable and this triplet with the sp2 hybridization the geometry is a bent geometry which is more stable than this one. And this is the singlet carbene in which the electrons are the paired and which are present in the sp2 hybridized orbital and this is the vacant p orbital. The hybridization is sp2 with the bent geometry. So these are the structures for the carbenes. See the stability of carbenes. For a simple hydrocarbons, the triplet carbene is calculated to be about the 8 kilocalories per mole lower in energy than the singlet carbene because the two electrons are present in two different orbitals. Therefore, the electronic repulsion is less. Thus, in general, the triplet carbenes are more stable than the singlet carbenes. Due to the electronic repulsion, the singlet carbenes are less stable than that of the triplet carbenes. Electron releasing groups stabilizes the singlet carbene more than the triplet carbene. The delocalization of unshared electron pair into the vacant p orbital is possible for the singlet and not for the triplet. That means when the carbene is attached to electron releasing group, that stabilizes the singlet carbene more than that of the triplet carbene because the singlet carbene have the vacant p orbital and the adjacent electron donating groups can share their electrons in this vacant p orbital and not in the triplet carbenes because the triplet don't have the vacant p orbital. Therefore, the electron releasing or electron donating group stabilizes the singlet carbene more than the triplet carbene and also the delocalization of the unshared electron pair into the vacant p orbital is possible for the singlet and not for the triplet. The among dihalocarbons or difluorocarbenes is the most stable. This is because the fluorine and the carbon are present in the same period, that is the 2p. Therefore, the p atomic orbital are of nearly the same size. In case of a difluoro, the carbon is also 2p orbital and fluorine having also 2p orbital. Therefore, the p atomic orbitals are nearly the same size. Thus, it provides the more effective overlap. The p orbital of halogens with a lone pair of electrons can overlap laterally with the empty p orbital of the singlet carbene, thereby the stabilizing the singlet carbene by plus R effect. In such cases, the ground state becomes singlet state. The steric factor also increases the stability of carbenes. The carbenes which persist for longer period of time are called as a persistent carbenes. So these are the stability of carbene. That means the electron releasing group, as we know the carbenes are the electron deficient species. Okay, so for the stabilization of carbene we need the electron releasing group adjacent to this carbene atom. Okay, and in case of a there are the two types of carbene, singlet and triplet carbenes, but the electron releasing group more stabilizes the singlet carbene, not the triplet carbene, due to the presence of unpaired due to the presence of vacant p orbital in the singlet carbene which is absent in the triplet carbene. Therefore, the electron releasing group stabilizes the singlet carbene more than the triplet carbene. And also the difluorocarbenes are the more stable due to the presence of same period of p atomic orbital in the carbene and fluorine is also same size. Thus, it provides the more effective overlapping and due to this, these difluorocarbenes are more stable. So see the methods for formation of carbenes. The first method is from alkyl halide. From the alkyl halide, we can prepare the carbene. The chloroform, bromoform generates the carbene by alpha elimination reaction when they are treated with strong bases. Chloroform forms carbanion which on loss of chlorine gives the dichlorocarbene. See the reaction. This is the chloroform. Okay, and when chloroform is treated with a strong base, here we use the OH negative. It can abstract this proton and there is a formation of carbanion. Okay, this is the intermediate which is carbanion, and after the loss of this chlorine atom we get the dichlorocarbene. So from the alkyl halide, when it is treated with the strong base, the intermediate form is a carbanion, and after the removal of this halogen we can get the carbenes. So this is the first method. Similarly, the dihalo compounds like the 4 and 5 also generate the carbene on alpha elimination. See the structure. From this also you can prepare the carbene. In first step there is abstraction of this proton and formation of carbanion. After the removal of this chlorine gives the carbene. Here is also you can prepare from this. In first step this can remove this Br and there is a formation of negative charge, and after the removal of this bromine atom we get the carbene. The next method, from the diazo compound, the photochemical and the thermal decomposition of diazo compound generates the carbene. So here you can say this is the diazo compound, and after the removal of the CN2 gas, here we get the carbene. This is the photochemical or a thermal decomposition of the diazo compound. Again, this is also diazo compound, and after the removal of the CN2 gas we get the carbene. Same as like this. So from the diazo compound we can prepare the carbenes. From the tosyl hydrazone, when the tosyl hydrazone is treated with the base, undergo elimination to give the carbene. This is the structure for the tosyl hydrazone. And when it is treated with the base, there is a abstraction of this proton, and here is the formation of this negative charge, and it gives the carbenes. See the reaction. After the formation abstraction of this proton, this lone pair over nitrogen restore over this, and this bond opens over this sulfur atom, and there is a formation of, here it is a positive charge on this nitrogen atom, and after the removal of En2 gas there is a formation of carbenes. So from the tosyl hydrazone we can prepare the carbenes. From ylides also, when ylides on the loss of the group containing heteroatom with the positive charges forms the carbene. This is the ylide, and after the loss of this X positive we get the carbene as a product, where X is a PPH3, SME2 or a NME thrice. From the ketenes on the decarbonylation generate the carbene. This is the structure for ketene, and when it leaves the CO molecule from the structure we get the carbene as a product. From the small ring systems, the oxyrenes are the strained rings, unstable compound, and thus they may undergo ring opening to give carbene as a product. So this is the oxyrene, or you can say the epoxide. This is the strained molecule, and this is unstable. And to achieve the stability, the ring opening take place to give the carbene as a product. Similar to oxyrenes, the diazirenes also form carbenes on the loss of En2. This is again similar structure like the epoxides, and after the loss of this En2 we get the carbene as a product. See the reactions of carbene. Due to their unstable nature, carbenes are highly reactive and undergo many reactions. The most common reactions of carbenes are the insertion reaction. The insertion reaction, the reaction of the carbenes are dominated by insertion reactions. Carbene insert into sigma and the pi bond due to their high electrophilic character. The insertion into sigma bonds, the carbenes undergo insertion into the sigma bond like OH or a CH bond. The reaction illustrating the same are given next. See the reaction with alcohol with the carbenes. Here you can see this is the alcohol when treated with carbene. There is a insertion of this CH2 into the bond oxygen and hydrogen. There is a insertion of this CH2. See the mechanism. Carbene is an electron deficient species. Oxygen having the lone pair, therefore it can attack over this carbon atom. After the when it is reacted with carbene, the CH2 is attached to this oxygen atom, and this electrons over this carbon atom can abstract this hydrogen, and there is a bond is opens on this oxygen atom which carrying the positive charge, and we get CH2 inserted in this oxygen hydrogen bond. That means this is the form this ether linkage. So CH2 inserted into the OH bond. Next one are the reactions of alkene with the carbenes. This is the reactions of alkanes with the carbene. When alkanes are treated with the carbene, there is also CH2 inserted on this carbon and hydrogen bond. The CH2 is inserted in the CH bond. Addition reaction of alkenes with the carbenes. Carbenes is also reacted with the alkene, and there is a addition reaction from the cyclopropane ring. The addition of carbene to alkene gives the cyclopropanes. The reaction of singlet carbene proceed via the concerted reaction pathway, while the reaction of triplet carbene proceeds via non-concerted pathway. Thus, the singlet carbenes add to olefins stereospecifically, and the triplet carbenes add non-stereospecifically. That means when the singlet carbene is reacted with the cis-2-butene, it gives the only one product due to the singlet carbene, and when it is treated with the trans alkene, it gives only one product. That is, this reaction is the stereo specifically. But when the triplet carbene is reacted with the cis alkene, it gives two product. When the triplet carbene is reacted with the cis and also trans alkene, both gives the two product. That means the triplet carbenes add non-stereo specifically, and the singlet carbenes adds stereo specifically. The reaction of singlet methylene carbene with the Z but 2-ene gives the cis 1,2-dimethyl cyclopropane with trans but 2-ene gives trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclopropane. On the other hand, the triplet methylene carbene on the reaction with both cis and trans alkene gives the mixture of cis and trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclopropane. The addition of a triplet carbene is a non-concerted due to the presence of unpaired electron. It forms only one bond in first step, and the second bond can only form when the two electron will have opposite spin. The second bond formation occur when the one of the electron undergoes spin inversion. However, the spin inversion is a slow process, and therefore the meanwhile the carbon-carbon bond rotation also take place, which is followed by the spin inversion. These two ways gives the two different product. That means when we react carbene with the cis-2-butene, it gives only one product, okay, and the stereochemistry is maintained in the product. And when it is reacted, the carbene is reacted with the trans 2-butene, the carbene is a singlet carbene. If the carbene is a singlet carbene, when it is reacted with the trans 2-butene, it gives also trans cyclopropane ring. And when the reaction of triplet carbene with the cis and trans alkane gives the mixture of two product. Due to the triplet carbene, in the triplet carbene there is a formation of one bond with this CH carbon atom in the carbene atom. This is the first step, and in the next step for the second bond formation there is a need to the spin inversion, and in the reaction of this second bond formation the spin inversion is a slow step, and in the time there is a rotation of bond can take place, and therefore we got a two product, that or the mixture of two product when the triplet carbene is reacted with the cis or a trans 2-butene. It gives mixture of two product. This is the reaction cis 2-butene when reacts with this CH2 carbene, it gives only one product, and the carbene is a singlet carbene. And when singlet carbene is reacted with the trans butene, it gives trans product, only one product. Means when the singlet carbene is reacted with the cis or a trans butene, it gives only one product. But when the triplet carbene is react with the cis and the trans alkene, it gives the mixture of these two product. And this is because the addition of triplet carbene is a non-concerted due to the presence of unpaired electron, and it forms the only one bond in the first step. See the mechanism. This is the first step. In this first step, it forms only one bond. This is the formation of in the first step there is a formation of one bond. This alkene, when attacked over this carbon atom, there is a formation of one single bond in the first step, okay, and the second bond can only form when the two electron having the opposite spin. So see the mechanism. Okay, so this is the cis butene when it is reacted with this triplet carbene. In the first step there is a formation of this single bond, and for the formation of next bond there is a need to spin inversion of this, and for the spin inversion second bond can only form when the two electrons having the opposite spin, and the second bond formation occurs when the one of the electron undergoes spin inversion. So when the one electron is inverted, here this electron is inverted, however the spin inversion is a slow process. Therefore in this slow step there is also rotation of carbon-carbon bond take place, and which follows the spin inversion. Due to this single bond rotation we got the two product. That means this trans can also convert into this cis, and cis can also rotate into this trans when the this carbene, this electron is undergo spin inversion. That's why we got the mixture of two product. So this is the mechanism for the reaction of triplet carbene via the non-concerted pathway. The compounds that react like the carbene but not true divalent carbon species are called as a carbenoid. The very famous example of this is a zinc carbenoid generated in the Simon-Smith reaction. So this is the Simon-Smith reaction. When it is alkene is reacted with CH2I2, we got the cyclopropane as a product, and this compound are like the carbenes but not the true divalent carbon species, therefore it called as a carbenoids. See the steps involved in the Simon-Smith reaction. Formation of zinc carbenoid. In first step there is a formation of zinc carbenoid, and in the next step the reaction of zinc carbenoid with the alkene gives this product. This transition state is called the butterfly transition state. So these are not truly the carbene, but the compound are like the carbenes. Therefore, it is called as a carbenoids. So these are the reactions of carbenes. Here we have completed the study of carbenes. In next lecture, we are going to start the nitrines